What in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, man? It's your boy, Big Low Kuntry. I hope that y'all doing good tonight. What's that playing on the YouTube show? Why do I start swaying to and fro? What in the world, Bo? Well, y'all don't know, that's that magic changes. Whenever you get a chance, make sure that you Google it, look it up on Apple Music or wherever. Beautiful song. For everybody that don't know me, my name is Big Low Kuntry. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that loves to sit around and talk about sports. Hope that everybody's doing good tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you are here with us, and I gladly and greatly appreciate it. Much love to you. First of all, let me show love to everybody who's showing love to me. And if you're watching the show after we went live already, make sure that you put a what in the world, Bo, in the comments. I promise you, I will dance at your wedding one day. I'm feeling good and feeling great. Old country boy, trying to do good, trying to eat good. And, Bo, let me tell you something, Bo. Old dog feeling pretty good now. I ain't going to lie to you. I had to drop about 15 pounds. And, whoa, boy, I'm ready to go. I ain't talked to y'all about a week. Man. So let me go ahead and show love to everybody who came on the show, love to us. John Brooks, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with your fam? So what's up, Big Low? I want to say, go Falcons, and I hit the light. Definitely. I appreciate that, Coach. I'm actually going to refer back to you whenever we do a team exercise. So after I do these initial shout-outs, we're going to all do a team exercise. Nate Bill, he says, what's up, Coach? A great show. Much love to you, my brother. Padre, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, man? Hey, Coach Rodney, Padre here on time. Able 2K said, what's good, my brother? What's going on with your fam? Cartier, what's good? Also, Grandizer says, yo, Coach Big Low Kuntry, Coach Roney, home of the Big Low Conspiracy, beloved. Please hit the like/subscribe button. Much appreciated. Definitely. So there aren't that many people in here starting off, but this is for everyone who comes on later. We're going to do a team exercise. All right, so everybody, this is the coach's team exercise. All right, so let's go into YouTube. Well, we're already in YouTube because you're watching me. If you're on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, go down there, go right down there. There's a button that looks like this right here. Make sure that you hit it. Make sure that you hit it. Now, it don't matter how you hit it. You could just tap it like that. You could lightly touch it. You can hit it with your elbow. I don't care what you do. I just need you to hit that thing for me. And also, share the channel with your friends and family. Coach Padre with the first Superman chatter tonight. He said 15 pounds. Coach about Mr. Biscuit away from breaking out the longs, breaking out those skinny jeans. Hey, Bo. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been cutting. They got about to the point. I just started walking around the house naked. I said, Coach Roda, look, it's what you got to deal with. It's Big Low summer. Padre, thank you so much, my family. I really appreciate that. First Superman chatter tonight. We ain't done this in a while. Let me make sure I still got it going on. Hold, let's see if I still got it. That's that. Dun, dun. Dang, hold on. Let me see if I got it. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Okay, all right, we still got it. So we're gonna be talking about a few things tonight. We're gonna be talking about Atlanta Falcons NFL training camp. It's gonna be starting off in about a month. Right, and I actually wanted to chop it up with y'all about that. We're going to be talking about some of the NBA news. I don't think I've spoken to y'all ever since Golden State won the championship. So, I definitely want to get the coaching staff's opinion on that. This whole Steph Curry debate. And, we're just going to talk about just the nuances and the ins and outs of, sports. Of course, y'all can come with your questions. That's just what we do. We sit here, answer questions, chop it up, talk about some ball, and have a good time. For all y'all who don't know, I'm a part of the Beehive. So I'm also going to have a quick Beyonce conversation. So, definitely be prepared for that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do what y'all came here for. I see Coach Dre in here. What's going on, Coach Dre? He says, what up, everybody? How everybody doing and feeling on this hot, boy, it is hot as a camel's hump out here. Hot hump night tonight. Definitely, man. Definitely. We doing good, Coach. We doing good. Coach Dre says, that's what she said, Coach Low. What? what? So, NFL training camp is right around the corner. First of all, I don't know if y'all seen the schedule. They put the schedule out for NFL training camp for the Falcons at the IBM Performance Center. I'm going to let you know I will be there live in full effect that first Saturday. So make sure, leading up to it, we're going to try to arrange something where we can all get together. Hopefully, if we can all get there on time and everything, we can all sit down and chop it up and see what we could, we could put our heads together and kind of evaluate things, and maybe we could go out to eat something like that afterwards. But we'll definitely get that together. Jamal, what in the world, Bo? What's going on? Coach Wallace in here. He says, what's going on, Big Low and the rest of the coaching staff? I hope that you're doing good, Coach. I hope that you're doing good. So, look, the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to this training camp, all of the eyes are going to be on these quarterbacks. I mean, let's be honest. The elephant's in the room. It's your decision whether or not you want to give them a peanut, Bo. The elephant's in the room. Matt Ryan is not going to be there now. I don't know. Speaking of that, y'all know sometimes I just jump off subject. Speaking of that, I don't know if y'all seen it on Twitter. I believe Matt Ryan was in Atlanta today, doing a reading for a nonprofit foundation or something. I said, man, he's still showing us love. Excuse me. But yeah, so Matt Ryan's not going to be in training camp. So now the question is, how do we move forward? That's the question. How are we going to take that, and make it a positive? Because I know a lot of people are looking and saying, hey, Matt Ryan's gone, and he created I would say the most winning era in football and Falcons football during his tenure here. But the question is, how do you take what he left you with and make it a positive, right? We're changing the culture. You got Marcus Mariota, you got Desmond Ridder. And the question is, who's going to be the starting quarterback week 1? But my question to everybody in the coaching staff is, and this is whether you get a chance to make it to training camp or not. Hey, Coach Ronnie, could you do me a favor and put the fan on me over here? I would get up, but I ain't got no pants on. And, I don't want the rest of the coaching staff to see my glory. So if you don't mind, you think you can do that for me when you get a chance? Appreciate that, baby. But yeah, my question to everybody is, who are you most excited to see for this training camp? Are you most excited to see if this offensive line, if they're going to take the next step? Yeah, I can feel it, man. Thank you so much. Are you excited to see, how this new improved defensive line looks? A lot of people are excited about the wide receiver core. They want to see how Drake London, our first round pick, is looking. They want to see, how Brian Edwards is looking, who's my favorite. I think he's going to make the biggest impact in that wide receiver room. But my question to y'all is, who are you most excited to see when it comes to training camp and the preseason for this 2022-2023 Atlanta Falcons team? I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there. Jalen Mayfield. I'm excited to see it. That's the kid that I want to see. I want to see how he improves. So if it's one of those situations where I could get a chance to see Jalen Mayfield and see if he's actually taking that next step, because, let's be honest, in the run game, he wasn't that bad of a blocker. It was all about the passing game. And, whether we want to admit it or not, let's be honest, having a mobile quarterback that could get away and extend plays is not going to do nothing but help your offensive line, right? So in those cases where the only thing, Matt Ryan's only option was to just be a soldier, be a G, and just step it up, to keep crawling the pocket, all defensive lines knew that we just got to concave the pocket. If they knew that they could concave the pocket, those defensive tackles just push forward, get low and push forward. sooner or later you're gonna walk into a sack, and that continuously happens, especially playing against this zone run blocking offense, where most of the time those guys are, let's be honest, zone run blocking guards and centers, they're normally smaller. Their main goal is to get to that second level. So if you got, if it's one of those cases where if you're passing the ball, in most cases, like in that 2016 season, you're going to get most of your yards on play action, right? It's going to be on play action. Padre says, man, I'm trying not to burst into flames in Gwinnett County. Boy, it's hot, boy. It's hot. Jamal says, Matty Ice, he going to get his ring. That's right, beloved. Hey, you never know. You never know. I definitely hate the fact that I really wish we get a chance to play him this year. But you legitimately never know. Cartier says, I'm ready for Drake. Now, when he says Drake, he's talking about Drake London. He ain't talking about that new Drake album. He ain't talking about the new Drake album now. Look, Coach Roder, I do want to tell y'all this. Everybody talk about they don't like this new Drake album because it's a dance album. Now look, if we be honest with you, that whole passionate from miles away, passionate from things you said, that's kind of along the same. That's kind of along the same realm. Am I right, Coach Roder? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. That passion fruit, that was joy right there. Now. I can hold you down. No. Oh man. You think that which one? Talk about my favorite one? Talk about Take Care? You think that kind of dance? I know you've been hurt. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that's true. By someone else. See, it got me started. I can tell by the way you carry yourself. If you that is, it is. It is. Oh yeah. Coach Wallace said he's looking to see that offensive line. He wants to see the offensive line, not just Mayfield, but see how the whole unit looks. And I mean, you got a point there, Coach, because it's one of those cases where, especially with that zone offensive line, that zone run blocking offensive line, one thing that you want to make sure that you look at, you want to look to see, say, okay, are these guys taking a step? Are they taking their step in the same direction at the same time, moving in unison? Whenever they double team that tackle, is the communication correct to say, okay, you need to go to that next level, meet up on that weak side linebacker. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those cases where, we got to take all of that into consideration. John Person says, I see Coach Lowe growing that Danny Glover beard out again. This is Danny Glover beard, Coach. That salt and pepper. I don't know if this look more Danny Glover or this up here. Oh man. Matthew Alosi says, interested in seeing the new long snapper. Look, it's been a while since we had a long snapper, a different one. So I mean, you got a point. Get a chance to see a different long snapper. That's definitely important. Coach Padre says, Coach, your water got a lid on it tonight, or this show about to go crazy because them fumes, they can't vent off like they should. What in the world? Man, look, man. So I'm trying something. Yeah, I'm trying something new with this water thing, man. So yeah, I don't know. I might need to let it breathe. In the words of Jay-Z, let it breathe. Let it breathe. Oh man. Jamal says that Jalen Mayfield, he's been eating his cornbread this offseason. From what I hear. I hope he's been eating his cornbread. And look, there's a difference between eating cornbread and crackling bread. Right? There's a difference between eating cornbread and crackling bread. And if you want to know what I mean whenever I say that, ask Coach Wallace. I bet you he can tell you what crackling bread is. Well, y'all city 5 folks, y'all might not know. But crackling bread is cornbread with fat back crackling in it. That's that stuff that'll put meat on your bones, bro. It's that stuff that'll put meat on your bones. So the thing is with Jalen Mayfield, you know, I don't think he necessarily needs to get bigger. He played tackle in college. And this is one thing that a lot of people are forgetting. The young man went from playing one position in college. He started his first NFL game playing a completely different position, right? So, I mean, let's be honest, guys. It's one of those things where, you know, he wasn't given the most favorable deal last season whenever he started. But moving forward, that's why I'm so interested in seeing him. I'm interested to seeing his growth. I want to see, you know, how he's coming along. I want to see what he's doing and how he's going to continue to get better. You know, that's my biggest thing. That's my biggest thing. Pax Paint says, stop the cap, coach. We know what's in that bottle. You drinking that Georgia Heat. What? What in the world, Bo? Oh man. Oh man. Ghost Peppers, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with you? Hope that you're doing good tonight, my family. Coach Dre says he's interested in seeing, and basically we're just having a conversation about who we're interested in seeing this year for training camp. You know, like I said, I'm going to be there live and full effect, and I want to see, you know, what these guys are talking about. Coach Dre says, I'm interested in seeing this tall glass of drinking water wide receiver we got, Coach. Well, wait, in my Coach Low voice. Wait a minute. In my Coach Low voice. I mean, let's be honest. Now, this wide receiver core, it's a big old tall glass of water. I mean, let's be honest. So now, let's and think about this. So last season, Arthur Smith's biggest problem was he said, okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the reason why the routes aren't looking as good and the offense isn't looking good through the air is because my wide receivers can't get off the line of scrimmage. And you know, I mean, look, it's one of those cases where if you need to do the job, I'm a big person. I'm a person that always says, like, look, if I'm doing a job, give me the right tools. Perfect example. Growing up, my brother, he worked at a lawnmower engine manufacturing plant. I worked there for a few years, you know, and I stopped working there. But anything with a lawnmower engine, he can tell you how to do it with his eyes closed. He's worked from one section of it to another. He worked from die cast, where they had the cast molding of the engine, to aluminum, where they machine all the parts for the engine, to ferrous, where they have all the metal parts of the engine, to the assembly line. He does everything. So moving forward, whenever I was, you know, a teenager and in my early 20s, every time I needed to cut the grass, he always had it rigged up some kind of way where you had to do something to get the grass cut, right? You had to, you know, hold this wire here while you push this down and get some jumper cables and touch it on this side of the battery. All kinds of stuff. I'm not that kind of guy. Like, if I'm going to cut, first of all, it takes enough of me to cut grass anyway. But if it's one of those cases where I got to cut grass, I just want to jump on the lawnmower and go. Get it and go. And maybe Arthur Smith is that type of coach. Maybe he's the type of guy that says, hey, if you want this offense to be successful, this is what I need to work. Now, we made this move. We made all these moves. You got your Brian Edwards, you got your Drake Londons, Alden Tates. Like, you got all these big old tall glasses of water, like Coach Drake was talking about. Question is you finna shake something with it, Bo? What you shaking? Potato chips or bacon? That's the question. Padre says, I need for Arnold E40 Fonzarelli. What in the world? E40 Fonzarelli to go off in the pre and regular season. Wow, coach. E40, wow. For everyone who doesn't know, he's talking about Arnold Ebiketie. Coach Roney, she hasn't attempted to say that name yet, but I'm sure. I mean, the whole thing with Coach Roney is Coach Roney. One thing that a lot of people don't know, she's an English major. It's like Cordero Patterson. It's not something that's hard to say. When it comes to hard names, he's a whole lot better at it than I am. But I think it was just funny to me that it was like we to this day like, we don't know if it's Cordero or Cordero. Like I think it's Cordero, but it's one of those things. Oh man, Padre says not the lawnmower man. Yeah. That's what. Oh my bad, my bad. And, Coach Padre, my bad, brother. See, I done got out the loop, and it's one of those cases where I ain't been doing it like I supposed to. So hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Let me see. Let me make sure I get the thing right. Dun dun dun. That's a Superman chat. There it is. There it is. Oh man, Grandizer says shouts out to everyone in the chat, watching the stream and around the world. Much respect. We thank you. From the Big Low Country family. Definitely do, man. Definitely do. So I mean, Arnold Ebichetti, that's something that that's someone that everybody is excited to see. Now I'm gonna tell you, uh the linebacker, man, what's the kid's name? Number 44 now. The guy that we got from the D2 school. Y'all help me out. What's the kid's name? The 6'6", 240 something guy that runs a 4.40. If you could make sure that y'all help me out with that. I forget the kid's name. Troy Anderson. Yes, thank you so much, Coach. Troy Anderson. Thank you. Troy Anderson. I'm excited to see what this young Thundercat gonna do. I know there's a lot of questions about Deion Jones. Look, Deion Jones, he's still a Falcon for right now, so we can't be making assumptions. But I could definitely see Troy Anderson running that Mike linebacker role, and maybe it's one of those cases. Yeah, I appreciate it, coaches. Boy, I don't know why I could not think of that young Thundercat name, bro. But yeah, so I mean, it's one of those cases where I think he's going to be sitting for a year, coming in and in particular situations, giving guys a rest, because we all know that Dean Pease, he likes to run. He likes his players to be malleable. He likes them to be able to move all over the field and know everybody else's job, right? So that's definitely important. I heard someone say something about Tyler Algier. That's another guy that we might need to look for. Able 2K says, who you think finna be the worst team in the NFL? I'm finna go out, Corduroy Patterson. I'm finna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say the Houston Texans are gonna be the worst team in the NFL. Houston Texans. Let's go with that. Oh man. Jamal said that young yeah, man. That humidity. That's what it is. It's the humidity. It ain't the humidity. I always had bad memory. Oh, but yeah. I think it's going to be one of those cases where, last year, Arthur Smith, he didn't play his starters that much during the preseason, and let's be honest, that came back to bite us, right? Now this season, y'all seen the schedule. It's one of those cases where we starting off against the Saints. I mean, let's be honest, guys. We can't start off slow. We're not in the situation where we can start off slow. I can't just come out and lay a dud against the Saints like we did against the Eagles last year, right? While we're looking at players like the Richie Grants, the Jalen Mayfields, the Drew Dahlmans, like while we're looking for all of those guys to improve, one thing else that we have to look for is how is our coaching improves? Because I know a lot of people are saying, hey, Coach Arthur Smith, he won 7 games last year. A lot of people didn't give him that. There were some games that we should have won, right? If you just go about life thinking about the things that you did that people thought you couldn't do, you ain't going to be able to get too much accomplished, right? So, I mean, that's something that we definitely gotta consider. False Start Falcon says stinks. gotta get beat week 1. Yes. I can't do it. Padre says, who we take in the second round with Ebiketie? If I'm not mistaken, I think we took Troy Anderson in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe we took him in the second round. Now, Coach Wallace, he says Troy Anderson is not starting this year, but he thinks he'll be a rotational piece and possibly start next year. And I'm thinking the same thing, Coach. Now, I wanted to run it by the coaching staff to see what they think. Do you think Troy Anderson is going to be a starting linebacker this season? If you feel like that is the case, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like Troy Anderson ain't going to be getting a start this season, put a 2 in the chat. I legitimately want to know what y'all thinking. Yeah, so if you think Troy Anderson is going to be getting a start this season, put a 1 in the chat. But if you feel like that ain't going to be the case, put a 2 in the chat. We'll kind of take it from there to see. Because, y'all know how I like to kick things around, see what it's looking like. You already know. In the words of 112, you already know. Tonight's the night, girl, yes. Oh. You already know. Y'all crazy, man. I can't fool with y'all. Oh, man. So let's see here. So if you think Troy Anderson, and let me get this right. I said if you think he is going to be a starter, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like he's not going to be a starter, put a 2 in the chat. Is that right? Is that what I said? I'm just trying to keep up with myself. Sometimes the old dog, look, y'all can see I'm slipping today. It's probably because I ain't drinking no moonshine. I'm trying to drink my water, trying to make sure my water intake is right. But yeah. Oh, shoot, got Coach Tony right in here. Much love to you, Coach. So let me see here. Jamal, he says too, he don't feel like he doesn't feel like he's going to be a starter this season. Abel 2K, he says he thinks that Troy Anderson will be a starter this season. Coach Dre, he feels like Troy Anderson will not be a starting linebacker this season. Pack says 2, but I look forward to if and when he does become a starter. Okay. Lowski said the special teams count. No, sir. I'm talking specifically on the defensive side of the ball. So is he going to be a starter on the defensive side of the ball, on that top 11 on defense? Grandizer thinks he's a starter. Okay. Tony Wright says he don't think he's going to be starting nothing. He said he's going to be like Michael Jackson. Said he want to be starting something. Say, want to be starting something, but he ain't gonna be starting nothing. Oh, man. Oh, man, y'all are crazy. The Real says, hey, man, you can't be all negative after a few losses if that happens. No. Yo, we can't be negative. If we do come out stumbling out the gate, look, at the end of the day, we still got to remember. So let's say we go through the first 8 games of the season, the first half of the season, we got to remember Arthur Smith is still a young coach, right? There's such thing as overcompensating. But like I said, this is the season where we're going to see how he grows as a coach, right? Because, as he grows as a coach, that's how the team grows. Coach Wallace says, 2, he don't think Troy Anderson is going to be starting unless there's an injury that forces him into a starting role. Okay. And that's something that we need to keep an eye on because, Deion Jones, he's out right now currently for a shoulder injury, one that was plaguing him last year. And, excuse me. Let's be honest, guys, shoulder injuries in football for a linebacker, that's not a good combination. So that's a good point, Coach Wallace. Maybe it was one of those cases where the Falcons wanted to get a guy as a very high insurance policy, right? So that could definitely be the case. If Deion Jones has that lingering shoulder injury, then what do they do moving forward to try to resolve that? Definitely. Coach Padre says 2, but I'm gonna catch up with him in 2022, 2023. I can see that, man. I can see that. I can definitely see that. I mean, because look, I mean, it's one of those cases where right now the linebacker room, I would say, is probably the deepest room on the team. And let's go ahead and give Terry Fontenot his flowers, because at the beginning of the offseason, the wide receiver room was the weakest room on the roster, right? Now, I mean, it's by the time the season starts, and we pick, we make those final cuts, there are going to be some tough decisions to make. Some tough decisions to make. Coach Tony, he says the Falcons projected starters at linebacker. You're going outside linebacker, uh, uh, Antetokounmpo, then uh, Antetokounmpo Ogundeji, then Rashard Evans, inside linebacker, probably playing that Mike role. Then Michael Walker, probably playing that weak side, and then Lorenzo Carter on the other side. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Pay attention, because Marlon Davidson, he's been cutting weight, and I could definitely see them kicking him out to that defensive end role. They're going to have him playing that 3-4 defensive end, or if it's one of those cases, because what they were enamored about whenever he came out of Auburn is how well he moved for his size. Now, if he cut 30 pounds, 30, 40 pounds, like, they're saying, well, we seen the pictures, we seen the videos. He looks like Zach Randolph. If he's legitimately cutting weight like that, and he can still has that power, and he can move even better, that might be your, either way, your 3-4 or 4-3 defensive lineman. I mean, defensive end. That could be your guy, and that could be the surprise of training camp. Coach Wallace says, but I do think Anderson is our Luke Kuechly for our team, and I give our scouting team credit for finding. Yes, you got to give them credit. You got to. You got to give them credit. Granddaughter says, Coach Tony Wright got it right. He knows. Oh yeah, Coach Tony Wright. That's the in-house GM right there, Bo. He on top of it, like brown gravy. Look, I do need y'all to do a country boy favor. If you're excited for the NFL season, make sure that you hit that like button for me. I promise you, hit the like button for me. I dance at your wedding one day. Go ask Coach Joy. Coach Joy and Coach Brandon. I came through there, cut a rug. I said, hey, I promised it to you. I had to do it. So look, make sure that you hit the like button. Also, share the channel with your friends and family. If you have an uncle, grandfather, auntie, grandmama, cousin, anybody who just loves sports, tell them that there's old country boy former football coach that's sitting around talking about sports, and I would love for them to join the conversation. Definitely. Now, Coach Tony Wright, and see, this is the burning question of the offseason, after Matt Ryan left, of course. This is the burning question of the offseason. He said, hey, guys, I hate to say this, but Deion Jones will be traded, saving us $11 to $12 million of cap space. Stay tuned. Now, look, when Coach Tony Wright say stuff like that, you got to take listen. You got to take heed now. You got to take heed, because that's the question that everybody's been asking. They're saying, hey, Deion Jones, he acted like he didn't want to be here last year. He was playing out of position. Things like, to be honest with you, I wish I knew. If I had 00504 number right now, I'd give him a call. But I ain't got it. So if I could, I would, but I can't, so I ain't. But the thing is, guys, the thing is that, I think that the way Arthur Smith is approaching it, and remember, Deion Jones, he's missing the whole offseason, which is huge, because one thing that guys who play football know is that if you have an upper body injury, guess what you can still do? Because a lot of people think training camp is to, go out there and pop pads and hit, run routes and play deep. No. training camp, the most important thing about training camp is getting your conditioning up, getting your lungs about you. So remember this. Deion Jones' lower body isn't injured. He can run. And y'all remember years before, if you had guys who had had upper body injuries or had arm injuries, guess what? They still came to training camp and condition. They still came to OTAs and condition. But Deion Jones isn't coming to anything. They announced this before the offseason started. They said, hey, don't even be looking for 4-5. 4-5 ain't finna be anywhere in the building. So what does that tell you? It's like Coach Tony Wright said, it might be some people say where there's smoke, there's fire. There might be something to it, bro. They legit might be something to it. Coach Tony Wright, he also said that's why we traded for Kwiatkowski, who was the Raiders starting linebacker last season for depth. He said because we're gonna trade Deion. Man, if that happens, man, that's rough. False start Falcon said he gone, bro. He said he gone, bro. Look, y'all put it in the comments if you are going to be going to training camp this season. Make sure that you put it in the comments because I'm trying to get a count so I can make sure that we could get everybody together and get a good what in the world bowl going together. So yeah, if you're going to be at training camp or if you plan on heading there, make sure that you put it in the comments, whether it's live or it's after the show. Definitely. Carter said, look, man, you got to run your heels and you got to run your miles. Run your heels and run your miles. Boy, I was talking to somebody the other day. They said, hey, man, I seen this thing that Arthur Smith is doing with the team right now where he had the team running up a hill. I said, hey, Bo, that hill that everybody sits on, them boys run that hill every season. Any football facility that you go to, it don't matter whether it's pro, college, high school, it don't matter. There's gonna be a hill somewhere that people gotta run. Like that's part of having a football facility. Cartier says, where training camp gonna be at? Flowery Branch, yes, sir. So training camp is in Flowery Branch. I believe it's about a mile north of Atlanta. I also know that they're going to be doing an event at Mercedes-Benz again, like an open practice at Mercedes-Benz. I know that I'm going to Flowery Branch, and I most likely will be going to Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the open practice as well. So, like I said, we're just trying to create that sense of community. So as we come closer to it, we'll definitely be letting everybody know exactly what we got going on. Definitely. But yeah, man. Yeah. So, I just want to come on and do like a brief preview of this Falcons training camp and, just training camp period. I mean, coming into this football season, there's a lot of different things that have become storylines. Some people said it was one of those cases where, somebody said Ezekiel Elliott is in the best shape of his life. Well, I think that was the narrative last year. The Buffalo Bills are the favorite to win the Super Bowl this year. So, that's the thing. Tom Brady, he's going to most likely do Tom Brady things until he hits that wall. And when he hits that wall, he's going to hit it hard. And it's not going to be pretty. So we got a few scenarios. We got a few things to keep track of in the NFL season this year. I'm definitely excited about it, man. I'm about ready to run through a wall. NFL, college football. I'm ready to see some high school football. Go back and check up on my old teams. Now I'm just ready, bro. I'm just ready. Pack says I'll be with the coaching staff in spirit. My wife and I will be expecting our daughter and our first child. Well, congratulations to you, coach. Definitely, man. Congratulations to you and the wife. Definitely. Greg, I said, hey, coach, you available for baptism? Hey, let me know. I'll be there. I'll dance at the baby's baptism. I don't know if that's acceptable, but if I'm invited, I'll definitely try to come. Definitely, man, definitely. But yeah, so there's a lot of things to look forward to in this season. The Saints, what are the Saints going to do? Is Jameis Winston still going to be the same guy? Is he going to be even better than he was when he started the season off last year? With all of these rookies coming in, what are these guys going to be capable of doing? Chris Olave, is Chris Olave the real deal? Is Michael Thomas, is he going to be the Michael Thomas from 2 years ago? Alvin Kamara, can he stop beating people up? Carson Wentz, what's Carson Wentz going to do for the Washington Commanders? Is anybody going to get used to saying the Washington Commanders? Is Snyder, is he going to get in trouble and have to sell the team after all of these things that he's been doing? Bubba Gump says, well, Gronk be starting week 1. Gronk retired, man. I don't know why these guys do these fake retirements. I don't know. Cartier says the Saints are who we thought they were. Oh man. Coach Granddaughter said 6 more likes to 25. So help us get likes past 25. I definitely appreciate that, Coach. So look, if you're in here, you hadn't had a chance to hit the like button yet, make sure that you hit the like button. And also, look, if you're watching the show and you're not, because I know that it's happened, some people, they're not logged into YouTube. So you could just be watching it and not under an account. So if you can set up an account. That way you don't miss us in the future whenever we go live. So set up your account and go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. I'll definitely appreciate it. King Quest is in here. He says, I'm just going to call them the commies. the commies. I don't know. I've been calling them the Washington Commodores for so long that it's like I had to concentrate to call them the Washington Commanders. I have to legitimately concentrate to call them that. But yeah, man, I mean that's another question. What's Matt Ryan going to do in Indianapolis? That's another good question. Is he going to be the truth in Indianapolis? I mean, so look, we got a lot of questions. Coach Christie, she gave us a double thumbs up from South Mississippi. Well, much love to you, Coach Christie. I hope that you're doing good tonight, family. We more than halfway through the week. I say lunchtime. After lunchtime on Wednesday, it's all downhill from there. So, look, I definitely appreciate you for showing us love tonight. Coach Cartier says, can we play the Colts and beat Matt Ryan in the wild card? What? Good or well. The Colts in the AFC, Coach. Unless they do a last-minute realignment. And I just don't see that happening. Pax Paint says the Washington Cucamonga. What? Look, it's crazy because we talk about Carson Wentz and the Washington Cucamongas or the Washington Cucarachas or the Washington Capybaras or whatever y'all want to call them. But he's been changing teams. He was with the Eagles. He went to the Colts. Now he's with the Washington Commanders, Commodores, what have you. You know who it reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of Kyrie Irving. Am I wrong for saying that? Somebody who just kind of doesn't get along with his team, and just always making moves. Dre Youngboy says Washington Corvette Patterson. What in the world? But yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of a Kyrie Irving. He don't get along with his team, always making moves. Kyrie went from Cleveland to Boston, from Boston to the Nets. It came out today that Kyrie Irving would host his own practices after Steve Nash's practices. I mean, it was obvious he didn't like Steve Nash to begin with, but that's just disrespectful. Don't say, all right, now we done with that. these are my practices. Like, come on, you can't do that. But anyway, moving forward, the rumor is that Kyrie Irving is going to be getting traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Ain't it crazy, man, how things just come back around, Bo? Ain't it crazy? It's like they had this terrible split. Kyrie Irving left in the middle of the night, took the kids and just left LeBron sitting on the door stoop. Now here we are, LeBron trying to get Kyrie Irving to come back. Somebody put this thing the other day talking about, well, look, think about it like this right here. LeBron James, he's won what? 2 championships. He's won like 2 championships or 3 championships without Dwayne. Yeah, it was 3 championships without Dwayne Wade, or 2 championships. I can't remember. He won 2 championships without Dwayne Wade. He's won 2 championships without Kyrie. 3 championships without Kyrie. And he's won 3 championships without Anthony Davis. I was like, maybe that's because he changed teams. Like, people change draws. Like LeBron is that guy. Whenever you go down to LA Fitness, he always trying to change teams. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy that'll literally lose on purpose, so he can play with this guy because he know he'll have a better chance to win long term. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that's why LeBron rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, it's well documented. Y'all know, look, the Lakers, like, they my squad besides the Hawks. Lakers my squad and everything, but I like the Lakers when they were bad. When we just had I don't know, Chris Brown brother, Shannon Brown, and Smush Parker, and all those guys. Like, I was there through it all. Going back to Eddie Jones, back in those days. But now it's like, just because LeBron is playing with the Lakers and everything, I don't want people to think that I'm just jumping on the Lakers bandwagon. Nah, that's not the case. But the fact of the matter is that LeBron trying to get Kyrie Irving, I think is pitiful. Also, LeBron talking about, oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind playing with Steph Curry. Steph Curry, and this is before they won the championship. What Steph Curry saying? Steph Curry was like, nah, I mean, we good over here. Because Steph Curry, LeBron, what he does is he comes to an organization and he ruins it. Like, he'll have the front office make all kinds of moves, and he'll ruin the organization long term. Look at Cleveland. They just got on the positive side of things. Miami, they were looking pretty sick for a while. They were looking so sick, like that old school Neo song. Like, it's just one of those things, bro. So moving forward, look at the Los Angeles Lakers. You could blame that whole Russell Westbrook situation on LeBron James. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Jamal D says ruins it equals brings them a championship. Well, look, Coach, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, you bring the championship, but you're going to suffer for like a good 6-7 years. That's all I'm saying. I mean, and if you want to bite the bullet for that and, have, the front office undermine consistently, it's one of those things. Jamal D, he says, look, Coach, Cleveland rebuilt in 4 years. They rebuilt 4 years. LeBron left after 2018. So it's not okay. Okay, see, I was thinking it was like 6 or 7 years. I was thinking it was longer than that. But the fact of the matter is that I just don't like the way LeBron do things. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just an old school guy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm just one of those guys who, look, I just got finished watching The Last Dance again for the 3rd time last weekend. And maybe that's a sign why I don't like LeBron. Because I'm an MJ guy. Sometimes I dream, that was me in 1992, that he is me. That was me. I believe in going to a team, staying with that team, doing the best that you can do with what you got. You can make the moves where you're at, but don't go blow all of the resources and then leave. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't go milk the team for everything they got excuse me, milk the team for everything they got, and then like, okay, yeah, because I don't know if anybody's heard. And Jamal, you let me know. Jamal talk about they should be grateful. Jamal said they should be grateful. You let me know. Look, I don't know if anybody's heard. LeBron, he came out and said, "Yeah, I'm not signing that contract for next season. I ain't finna take that player option for next season. I got to see what they show me first." Well, dang, Bo, you the one that made all these moves that kind of got them in the situation that they in. So why we, why we finna move the goalpost, Bo? I mean, that's all I'm saying. And then it's like, out of all people, Kyrie, yeah, I think the reason why everything worked with you and Kyrie initially is because Kyrie, he was a young Thundercat. Let's be honest. Kyrie, he was a young Thundercat. Bubba Gump says he have Clay and Draymond traded right or yes, he definitely would. He definitely would. He'd be like, man, Carmelo Anthony could do the same thing Klay Thompson do. Like, he always want to get these old players that can shoot. And that's pretty much it. Like, oh yeah, we just get Danny Green. Like, I mean, Danny Green, he's a 3D guy, but he's not the Danny Green that he was, 5 years ago. But yeah. So the reason why LeBron said, "Me neither, Coach Low, aka beloved. You're not by yourself, and not like a LeBron, non-King James." The reason why Kyrie and LeBron got along initially is because Kyrie was a young Thundercat, right? He was a young Thundercat. So if it's one of those cases where he started coming to his own, and what happened after they won that championship? I mean, y'all done heard y'all mama say it. You start smelling yourself. You start smelling your own musk. That's what happened with Kyrie. Kyrie came out and said, "Hey man, you know what? I was wrong. I'm the reason why, me and LeBron had them issues. I shouldn't have done that." But think about it. Now you got woke Kyrie and LeBron, who's still feeling himself just as much as he ever has. The same guy that goes around saying, "Hey man, yeah, the rest of the league, they owe me." You ain't never hear Michael Jordan saying, "Man, yeah, you know what, the league, they kind of owe me for what I've done for them." Never heard Magic and Bird say, "Yeah, the league owes me." Kobe never says the league owes me. He never said nothing like that. But your boy LeBron. Now, look, everything else that he does, I'm gonna tell you, like all the philanthropy, the I Promise School, great. It's great. But everything else, all the politicking, stuff like that, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. Jamal, and see, I knew you're going to bring this up, Jamal. Jamal says, look, Kobe requested the trade in 07 before the Lakers brought him Gasol, Artest, and them boys. Difference is the Cavs in early Bron days had no idea what they were doing building the team. I agree with you. I mean, I completely agree with you. Mo Williams, LeBron made Mo Williams an all-star. Yes, he did. Who else was on that team? Was Larry Hughes on that team? I think he was gone by then. He was too busy being in the Dilemma music video. For y'all young Thundercats, y'all don't know nothing about it. Watch Dilemma by Nelly and Kelly Rowland. Beautiful song. Anyway, but I remember that team that he had. He had Jonas Ilgauskas, who he was an all-star. I mean, let's be honest. Now, everybody else, like you could pretty much throw away. I mean, let's be like, you could throw them away. So that being said, though, it's like, think about it like this. Yes, LeBron went to another team that he felt was a little bit more capable, right? But with that being said, the Chicago Bulls were not capable when they started out. Let's be honest. Chicago Bulls were a laughingstock of the league. Let's be honest. Like, all jokes aside. What's going on, the real Terrence? Much love to you, my brother. I mean, I can't say the same thing about Boston. with Larry Bird. Jamal said if Kobe didn't get Gasol, he would have switched it up too. And he was about to. So it's like, so your whole thing about 07, Kobe said it himself that he wasn't really finna leave. He said he was just trying to politic to get that team to get them to the next level. That's what Kobe said. He said he wasn't really trying to leave and go to the Clippers or go to Chicago. He said he was, and he might be lying. We'll never know to this day. But with that being said, he still stayed in LA, right? I mean, sometimes you just gotta put pressure on. Sometimes you gotta put pressure on people to have them do the things that they need to do. Perfect example, Coach Roney said, "Hey, Coach, this is back before we moved to Atlanta." She said, "Hey, Coach, we need to move to Atlanta." I said, "What?" I said, "Things are going great here." She said, "Well, I have a degree and I can't get a job here, so we need to move to Atlanta." She applied for a job. I said, "Okay, you need to make this kind of money so for us to go to Atlanta." She get the job. It was a little bit short. She said, "Well, I'm moving to Atlanta." I said, "Oh, excuse me, what in the world?" She said, "I'm moving to Atlanta. You can come if you want to, but I'm moving to Atlanta." I'm sitting here like, well, dang, I guess I'm coming too. You know what I'm saying? But thing is, Coach Ron, she put my feet to the fire. Granted, Coach Roden, want to thank you. One of the best decisions we ever made. That's what Kobe Bryant did in 07. The difference between Kobe and LeBron left. He left. Let's be honest. And the thing is that it'd be different if LeBron just left. It'd be different if LeBron just left once, right? It'd be different if LeBron just left once. But the difference between LeBron and Kobe or Michael is that this is a pattern. Like, it's not one of those cases where LeBron says, "Hey, okay, Cleveland, they just weren't capable." They had a squad in Miami, but LeBron seen that he drained the assets in Miami, and what did he do? He said, "Okay, I'm finna go back to Cleveland. I'm coming home. I'm coming." What in the world? Why you can't stay here, LeBron? We're having such a good time. Like, no. But I thought Cleveland just wasn't capable. Well, I mean, that little Kyrie kid, he doing pretty good over there. The one that y'all got with the number one pick after I left, which is why y'all got the number one pick. I mean, y'all got a lot of cap space. We could probably make a run at Kevin Love or make a trade for him. And that's what I'm saying. Okay, so he left twice. Okay. What happened after LeBron won the championship in Cleveland? Yeah, I think I'm finna go to LA. Wait, what? You finna go to LA? You look all summer. LeBron, he's having dinner with Anthony Davis. Like, oh, okay. We see what's happening. LeBron had all that planned before he went there. Now, LeBron, if he was just like, okay, you know what? I won my championships. I went to Miami. I experienced life. The decision, it wasn't the best thing for me to do. Now I'm coming back home. I won my championship here. Let me just finish this thing on out. Not LeBron. No. LeBron's a mercenary. He going wherever. So LeBron leaves. He goes to LA. He gets the championship in the bubble. And for everybody who say that bubble championship isn't noteworthy, it definitely is, because he was still playing NBA talent. But things ain't looking good in LA. I can almost guarantee you, Bo. I bet you every pair of drawers in my drawer, LeBron James will be leaving LA after next season if that team isn't looking the way he wanted to look. I can almost guarantee it. My homeboy Jamal says, all I'm saying, coach, is if LeBron had Phil Jackson, Shaq, Fisher, Gasol, Artest, and them boys with a functioning organization, for all we know, he stays too. You gotta do what you got. I mean, I understand that. But I think the biggest thing is that you have to show some sort of dedication to the organization to get those type of guys to come and stay. You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, look at it like this right here. Think about this, guys. Jadeveon Clowney, he came out and said last week, he said, hey, I would have came to Atlanta if Deshaun Watson would have came to Atlanta. I was ready to go to ATL. You know why? Because it's one of those cases. My homeboy not turning to TikTok. He says, just not the stain underwear, Big Low. But do you know why? It was one of those cases where Jadeveon Clowney was willing to come to Atlanta is because it was stability. He knew that if Atlanta would have got Deshaun Watson, they would have had him for a long-term deal, at least 5 years. And in the NFL, 5 years is in the words of Chrisette Michelle, a couple of forevers. Go ahead and look the song up. It's a beautiful song. It's a couple of forevers. And it's one of those cases where guys will be more willing to come to your organization because they know that you're going to be there. Now, LeBron, I mean, let's be honest. It's gotten to the point where he's kind of burned his bridges around the league, and teams saying they don't want to go there to play with him. Number one, because he feels like he has too much control, and number two, you don't know what you're gonna get. He might just up and leave. So it's just one of those things. Grand Dodger says, 38 wonderful people watching, 24 likes. Please rise up, hit that like button. Help get the algorithm for Big Low Kuntry. Let's help get over 30 likes. I definitely appreciate that, Coach. Much love to you. Definitely, please hit that like button for us. If you hit that like button, I'll dance at your wedding one day. Share the channel with your friends and family. And if it's your first time watching, make sure that you subscribe. But, yeah, I mean, that's the truth. Think about it like this. Tom Brady. Do y'all see what's going on in Tampa? Tom Brady got everybody and their mama to come out there. Also, don't forget that, I mean, the big rumor is that Julio Jones is coming to Tampa. The rumor is Julio Jones is coming to Tampa. Everybody's saying the only reason he ain't signed with Tampa yet is because he don't want to go to the OTAs and the training camps. But the rumor is it's a foregone conclusion. He's coming to Tampa. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the meantime. I mean, if I was him, I would go to Buffalo, but I mean, that's his decision. But the fact of the matter is that whenever you have those star players like that, it's going to be one of those cases where if you know that you're going to create some type of stability and they're going to create a certain level of stability in the locker room, they'll be more than willing to come to you. Right? They'll be more than willing to come to you. On the other side of the spectrum, look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a jerk. Let's not sugarcoat it. Aaron Rodgers is a jerk. And you don't see too many big name free agents, or you don't see too many people clamoring to go to Green Bay because people really don't get along with Aaron Rodgers like that. People don't get it. Look, the rumor is that Devontae Adams didn't tell Aaron Rodgers that he requested a trade. He just wanted to dip on out because they said that Aaron Rodgers is just a jerk. Now, on the other side, like Coach Dre says, he can't stand Tom not GOAT Brady. But I've been to tell you one thing. People love playing with Tom Brady. And they'll come to play with them for less money because of the environment that it creates. It creates a level of stability. That's where Matt Ryan was starting to get to. The only problem with Matt Ryan, because people love playing with Matt Ryan, except for Calvin Ridley. People love playing with Matt Ryan, but it was everything else that was around Matt Ryan. It was everything else that was around him. They couldn't put a team around Matt Ryan to make him that next level type quarterback, because Matt Ryan, he had to go out every week and say, okay, I got to win this game. I got to put up 28 points, 25, 28 points. We ain't shutting nobody out. Tony Wright says 25 now. I just hit the likes button. Well, I'm glad that you liked it and you won't it, Coach. Coach Wallace says, and don't know if clowning would have come if that money wasn't, and that's true too. You know, you definitely have the money. I guess my argument is that players are more willing to come to teams if they have that level of stability, if they know that there's a chance that they're going to win, right? Because think about it like this right here. Think about the Los Angeles Rams. Like, we know who their guy is. Sean McVay is just that guy. Sean McVay, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong or not, he took the college football approach to the NFL. And he's just making LA the place that you want to be at. Like, you know, he's out there chest bumping and, you know, partying with the guys and everything. Like, Sean McVay has mastered the art of being a player's coach. That's who he is. So a lot of times it's a player on the team, right? You know, a lot of times, like Tom Brady, he's just that guy on the team that, that's what you want to do. The Chicago Bulls, they did it to a certain extent. It's like Michael, he requested that they get Dennis Rodman. After they lost Horace Grant, after Horace Grant went to the Magic, he said, hey, we need that 4 that could rebound, that could play defense, that just has a motor. He just doesn't stop. We lost Horace Grant. Let's get Dennis Rodman. They got him, fit perfectly. They said, hey, man, we need a guy that can handle the ball, who could also play defense. He ain't going to shoot too much, but, you know, he could just handle the ball and play defense for us. Well, let's get Ron Harper. Okay, that's perfect. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's one of those things, you know. And what I'm saying is that LeBron James, he's turned into that guy that you don't want to do, that doesn't do that, because he's too busy doing his thing. Denzel Peterson says, number 1, Aaron Rodgers is a jerk, and number 2, nobody wants to go to Green Bay. That's true, though. That's true. That is true. Nobody really likes going to Green Bay. Coach Wallace says, here we go with that rumor stuff again. And don't listen to those rumors because they're wrong most of the time. I already know where you're coming from, Coach Wallace. But, you know, it's one of those things, Coach, where there's smoke, there's fire. You know, rumors aren't rumors for a reason, Bo. You know, if we just dismissed every rumor, then guess what's going to happen? We're going to get caught with our pants down a lot of times. You know, Daddy Country always told me, you listen to what you hear people tell you, Bo. You know, you listen to what you hear people tell you. You know, even if you're wrong, at least you was up on game. Lot Turtle Tech Talk says, what up, Coach and staff? Much love to you, Coach Lowe. I've been missing your lives because I got, you got the COVID. Oh, man. But I love interacting with y'all, man. Well, definitely, brother. I hope that you recover. I hope that you finish recovering, and I hope that you continue to recover, my family. Definitely do. Our turn to Tech Talk also goes on to say Julio is going to have a difficult time to be wide receiver 4 in our loaded team of receivers. I mean, so you got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin, you got Scotty Miller, and you got Russell Gage. I think Julio. I think he could get 3 or 4. I think he can get 3 or 4, bro. I think he can get 3 or 4. Tony Wright says Matt Ryan has 2 shiny new toys to throw to, and rookie Alec Pierce, who really made Desmond Ridder look good. He says he caught passes from Ridder in college. The 6'7" tight end Jelani Woods, who is a sleeper. A lot of people don't realize how good this kid was. He's one of the best. Well, you know what? Let me rephrase that. He was the best blocking tight end in football last year. And he can catch that thing. And he can catch that thing. The real Terrence, he says the media starting to love Matt Ryan since he left the A. Well, you know who else that happened to? Because let me ask you this right here. When the last time you seen Matthew Stafford with a commercial? That's what I'm saying. Some teams just ain't popular. Matthew Stafford goes out to LA. Next thing you know, he in commercials, doing this thing, get that endorsement, sponsorship money. I mean, that's just one of those things. What's going on, Coach Cartier? Much love to you, my brother. So it's one of those cases. Yeah, never. Matthew Stafford ain't never had no commercial in Detroit. Only time people thought about Matthew Stafford, let's be honest, was fantasy football. That's the only time you thought about Matthew Stafford in Detroit. You never thought about, like, whenever you list your list of great NFL quarterbacks or you rank your quarterbacks, like, people be like, oh yeah, I forgot about Matthew Stafford. And then it'll always be, man, if he just had a better team. That's what the conversation always was. That's whenever he got traded, I said, oh, they're going to make a run at the championship. They say, here we are. Won the championship. Cartier said, Matt is the fourth quarter pick king. Eric Matt said, hey, man, somebody left the heat on outside. Hey, bo, it's hot out there, ain't it? Molly Mall's in here. What's going on, Molly Mall? Much love to you, my brother. Coach Waller says, and how many times they have been right? Because there was a rumor that was going to trade for Love. And how did that go? I mean, look, there's also, I remember whenever there were rumors, and I know I was pushing this narrative hard, that Julio Jones wasn't going to come to the Falcons. Like, he wasn't going to be playing for the Falcons come start of the season. Everybody's like, man, Coach Lowe, you need to stop paying attention to the rumors. I was like, hey, boy, I'm just saying, they leaving them out of the promos. I'm hearing rumors. Man, Coach Lowe, you need to stop paying attention to all the rumors. They say, man, I'm out of there. Y'all see Skip and Shannon? Man, I'm out of there. Like, oh, man, it must have been some fire to the rumors. Oh, man. Coach Cartier says, I got a hot fire take. Atlanta will have a better year than the Colts. Friendly bet. Okay. You might want to hit up Vegas on that one, Bo. You might want to hit up Vegas. Oh, man. Molly Ball says, Big Low, I saw you at dinner saying I sees it and I wants it. Oh, man, boy. Yeah, I got that steak. The steak and the new potatoes. Oh, Real Terrence says, I feel like Matt Ryan going to have the next Peyton Manning treatment. Wow. Peyton Manning treatment, Coach? I mean, I could definitely see it. Look, one thing that we know about Indianapolis is that they take care of their players, right? Andrew Luck, whenever he was there, I mean, they treated the man like a king. They treated him like until he retired during the preseason game. that was rough right there. That man retired during the preseason game. So that was crazy. But yeah, I mean, they take care of them. What's going on, ATLGA faithful? Much love to you, Coach. Hope that you're doing good, my family. Hope that you're doing good. But yeah. I mean, so basically, we've been, and somehow we got talking about the whole LeBron James conversation. It always, it's one of those things. It always spikes the feelings. People, but my thing is that, first of all, I respect LeBron James. I respect him because he's one of the best players of all time. And so it's like whenever people get upset about negative things people say about LeBron James, I completely understand it. and it's not a situation where I dislike LeBron James. I just feel like I just don't like the way that he does it. You see what I'm saying? Because I feel like he would have got him a championship. I feel like he would have got him if he would have stayed with Cleveland. He would have got a championship. He just didn't want to go through a bad season or a couple of bad seasons like Kobe did, like Mike did. He just didn't want to do it, you know. And his history of, I mean, because let's be honest, LeBron, he's kind of flaky. Like he'll just up and leave. Has anybody seen Grey's Anatomy? You know, there's this character on Grey's Anatomy. His name is called George O'Malley. You know, and he was one of those guys. If you say something to George O'Malley he don't like, he'll just walk off. I call it the George O'Malley walk off. I try to do it. I can't do it as good as him. But that's what LeBron James do. Like he'll just walk off from you. He just lead the team. He lead the team just like the Saints were left, just wandering aimlessly around the bayou. That's how he leave them. Oh man, what's the temperature supposed to be tomorrow, Eric? I see everybody talking about it's hot. Man, I'm cooler than the other side of the pillow over here, bro. I'm I'm feeling good, feeling great over here. Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I'm hot, boy. It's hot as the Kevin's up. Oh man. Oh man. My mom said LeBron would end up and leave like a deadbeat daddy. What time for the fan? What's going on, my brother? Billy Mills says Jordan the GOAT. He said, and LeBron the king. And that's exactly what I'm saying, Billy Mills. Two people can be great, right? Two people can be great. You know, LeBron's the king and Jordan's the GOAT. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Granddaughter said, wandering aimlessly around the bayou like Rokaru. Oh man. Man, y'all look crazy, boy. Y'all look crazy. Granddaughter says Matt Ryan, the Super Bowl win, may make the difference between getting into the Hall of Fame first time or not. I just don't see. My thing is that whenever that time comes, whether or not Matt Ryan wins the Super Bowl from here moving forward, I think. I mean, who else is gonna go into the Hall of Fame before Matt Ryan? You see what I mean? I know it depends on who retires. So I mean, if Tom Brady retires, right now, Ben Roethlisberger, I don't know, some Aaron Donald. Like if all of them retired the same year, yes, Matt Ryan's not gonna make it. But top 10 in every statistical quarterback category. I mean, I don't care whether you have to go to the store or go out into the field and dig them up or go to your neighbor's house. But you got to give the man his flowers. Let's be honest. You got to give the man his flowers. Yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer off the top. I think he's a Hall of Famer off the top. Denzel says, do you think John Collins? Oh, yeah, he's out of here. They should have traded him last year. I called Travis Link. I said, hey, Travis, you need to go ahead, trade John Collins for Jason Tatum and throw some picks in there, and we good to go. Now, Jason Tatum went to the finals. He taking out the Kobe picks and everything. You ain't going to be able to trade for that young man now. And I've been hot take as far as the Celtics go. The Celtics, they ain't with the way that this team is constructed right now, they ain't finna go back to the finals. They barely made it this time. They ain't finna go back. Number one, they don't got a true point guard. Marcus Smart is not the guy. This is his first year playing point. Also, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they play too much alike. I just don't see it happening. Jason Tatum, next season we're going to see if he's truly a dog or not. But hopefully he's going to learn something from this. Tony Wright says Matt Ryan will have an outstanding season playing behind either the best or second best offensive line in football. Oh yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Definitely. Red Swan, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, fam? Hope that you're doing good tonight, my brother. Eric Matt said it's the beginning of the end for the A's, man. Don't let Molly Mall hear that, Bo. You don't let Molly Mall hear that. You better have somebody mad and just naked and mad at you. Don't nobody want to fight somebody who's naked. That's what's gonna happen with Molly Mall. So look, my question to y'all: if you feel like the Falcons, do you feel like Matt Ryan will be a first ballot Hall of Famer? If you feel like he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like, it ain't gonna happen, ain't no way, put a 2 in the chat. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all think. Granddad says, I agree. I think Matt Ryan is a Hall of Famer off the top 2. We'll see. We just see the politics that's played. I mean, that's true. That's true. I mean, look at T.O. Look at T.O. So if you feel like he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like he's not, put a 2 in the chat. I want to know what y'all think. My mom says, see, I do be naked. See, Red Swan said, just get started in the A. Much love to you, my brother. Much love to you. One time for the fan. They say 1. They think that Matt Ryan is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Red Swan says 1. They think that's the case. Now, Coach Roney, she don't think, you don't think Matt Ryan gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Coach? What in the world? Man, we gonna have to have a private coaches meeting, Coach Roney. Mayhem Matthew says 2. Says you don't think that Matt Ryan's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Pax Paint thinks that he will be. One time for the fan. Says most definitely. Dre Young Boy, Sterling Woods, they feel like that's not gonna be the case. They don't feel like he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Let's see here. I lost my space here. Denzel Peterson and Bubba Gump. They think that he is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, top 10 in every statistical category. I mean, you can't beat that, man. Can't beat that. Granddad says, Big Low, your thoughts on the passing of Jalen Ferguson and Tony Siragusa, man. It's definitely sad. A sad day for the Ravens organization and the NFL. And, my prayers are for them and their families, brother. It's definitely rough. Definitely rough. Granddad, he said he don't feel like he's going to be a top, a first ballot Hall of Famer. And that's right. The MVP is huge, and we won the Super Bowl for 3 quarters. I know we can't get 3 quarters of a ring, but we won the Super Bowl for 3 quarters. Molly Miles said he just got that hate in his heart. I don't know if we could take his answer seriously or not because he's so busy hating. I don't know. John Bird says he is. Mill says 1.5. He's sitting on the fence. He don't know. Mayhem Matthew says if Matt Ryan is a first ballot Hall of Famer, then Matt Stafford needs to be a first ballot peer. Oh yeah. I mean, but and see, and that's the situation that it puts everybody in, guys, because think about this. This is the most so this is the most concentrated that passing has ever been. The passing game in the NFL has ever been in NFL history. So you're going to have an influx of guys that are going to be retiring where they have these elevated passing numbers. So it makes you think like, okay, do I compare their passing numbers to Otto Graham? I mean, if you look at Troy Aikman's passing numbers compared to a Matt Ryan's, it's like it's pedestrian because back then they used to run the ball almost 50% of the time or more, depending on, what they had going on. So it's one of those things, man. It's one of those things. Let me see here. Tony Wright, he thinks he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Coach Wallace says he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Mayhem Matthew says Matthew Stafford is greater than Matt Ryan. Oh, I don't know about that one, Bo. I don't know about that one. Coach Drake says he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Coach Water says it depends on who else is in the ballot to determine, what's going to happen. What's going to happen with Matt Ryan. Eric Mack says he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Red Swan says, "What in the world, Coach Ronnie?" Coach John Brooks says, "Coach Lowe, I just want to let you know the Braves just tied the game 3-3 with the Giants in the ninth. We got to get our revenge back from last night, Bo, because that was a slugfest. We got to look. We got to right our wrongs. We got to get back on track." But yeah, I think he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Because just like we were saying, guys, it's one of those cases where sometimes the politics come into play. Matthew Stafford never had a commercial. I ain't never seen him on any commercial. He might have been on the 8 Mile commercial for Detroit. Come to what you say, baby? That was because of Calvin Johnson. Probably Calvin Johnson's like, "Hey, I ain't finna do the commercial unless Matthew Stafford on it." But unless he was on the 8 Mile furniture store, that's the only thing I can think of. JT, what in the world, Bo? Much love to you. Red Swan says, "Yes, sir. Let's go Braves." That's it. Cartier says, "Matt not gonna be an Atlanta Hall of Famer, so who cares?" When Matt Ryan goes, so you saying, man, you know what? That is crazy though. That is crazy though. So like let's say hypothetically, Matt Ryan wins 2 Super Bowls with the Colts and plays for 5 more years. How does he go into the Hall of Fame? Like, think about that, guys. Like, how would you go into the Hall of Fame? Because if I'm not mistaken, Tony Gonzalez, I think he went did he go as a Falcon or a Chief? I mean, that's one of those things. Like, which helmet would he choose to go into the Hall of Fame if he had a successful season? Well, a successful post Atlanta career with the Colts. I mean, that's a tough one to answer, Bo. That's a tough one to answer. Matthew says, "Look, Stafford got to a Super Bowl though, so screw them commercials." Oh man. Millie Mill says, "Hey Lo, what about a 4-4 defense? You think we could pull off instead of a 4-6? I mean, the thing is though, is that and maybe you could pull it off with the additions of your Deion Joneses, and I mean we can see how Troy Anderson deals with this NFL type of speed, but I mean maybe you could pull it off. But the thing is that if you have that even front with 4 linebackers, that means you're only going to have 2 cornerbacks and a safety. So most likely you're going to be playing cover 3 or man. So with that being said, the Braves won. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Braves win. Can't beat that. Chop on. But yeah, I mean, so most likely you're going to have to play man coverage or cover 3 defense. And in today's NFL, I that's very, very tough to do. That's very, very tough to do. I mean, it can be done in certain situations, but I like to see at least 4 defensive backs on the field at the same time. And I mean, and that's just me now. I'm sure some coach out there with a good defensive mind could probably teach me some things, but that's just me. Oh man. Now Red Swan, he says, "Big Low, please educate your listeners. I mean, Matty Ice is a real shot. He has a real shot of being top 5 all-time quarterback whenever he retires." I mean, yeah, he does have a shot because the thing is he's still playing, right? So, I mean, if Matt Ryan goes into every statistical category, and if he's in the top 5 in every statistical category and he wins a Super Bowl, you got to put him up there. You got to. I mean, think about it. If Matt Ryan wins 2 Super Bowls, if he wins 1 Super Bowl, and let's say he leads the NFL all time in passing yards, and he's top 3 in passing touchdowns, and you know, passer rating, top 5. I mean, who would you put over him? I know Peyton Manning, he won 2 Super Bowls. He's up there too. So I mean, yes, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Brett Favre. I know a lot of people discount Dan Marino because he never won the big one. But I mean, to this day, I tell people all the time, Dan Marino, he's the best quarterback I've ever seen. Sometimes, like I say, football is just like life. It's all about the circumstances that you put yourself in. But look, I mean, you would have to put them up there. If not, pretty doggone close. Coach Wallace says we probably could run that type of defense. Dean Pease doesn't run that type of defense though. Yeah, you probably could. Coach Ghost Peppers, he says, hey man, I don't know if Matt Ryan will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. And it's just kind of like what Coach Ronald was saying, Coach Ghost Peppers. It's all about who is going in, who's going to be on the ballot at that time, right? Red Swarm says, hey, Coach Big Low, I agree about our cornerback group. I think they are top 3 in the league. If AJ, Casey Hayward, and Isaiah Oliver can stay healthy, can anybody name 2 teams with better starting 3 cornerbacks? I mean, well, and that's kind of like what we were talking about though, Coach. Is like a lot of people are sleeping on this Falcons team. There's a lot of good things that they've done, and it's kind of like what Mike Tyson said. Everybody has a plan till you get hit in the mouth, and I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm seeing us sneaking up on some teams and hitting some teams in the mouth. I can definitely see it. Miller Mill says if he gets 2 Super Bowls and already have an MVP, that he'll be first ballot. Oh yeah, definitely. Jamal says Matt could definitely win a Super Bowl. Y'all haters need to get that hate out your heart. Need to get that hate out your heart, bro. Oh man. Mayhem Matthew says, y'all, if Carson Wentz didn't win a Super Bowl with the Colts, Ryan ain't winning nothing. What? Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz? Come on, bro. So my thing is, and this is just me. This is my humble opinion. I think Matt Ryan is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, I feel like physically he has the attributes, but it's one of those cases where mentally he has things that he needs to get over. And once he does get over those things, he's going to be dangerous, and he's still young. He's a young Thundercat. He may be young, but he's ready. He ain't ready yet, but when he do, he gonna be ready. But yeah, I think that Matt Ryan will bring a different level to that team that that Carson Wentz wasn't able to bring. One time for the fan says, AJ, Casey, make things easier for Grant and Hawkins. Can't run from AJ anymore because Casey, he's a solid in man coverage. And, it's kind of like what I've been saying one time for the fan. Whenever you have 2 really good cornerbacks that can play man coverage and zone coverage, and we've seen multiple times, like AJ Terrell has turned his man coverage into zone coverage. Whenever you could do that, that creates a whole bunch of freedom for your defensive coordinator. because especially your linebackers. But I didn't think about your safeties. Your safeties, they get a little bit more leeway, right? Because if you got those guys that you could really trust on the outside, they can make a few more mistakes because, Casey and AJ, that's one of the best groups out there. And Isaiah Oliver, people are sleeping on him. I said that, he would probably be better off playing in the slot, or I actually said free safety as well. They had him playing both in the Dan Quinn scheme, and then moving forward, it was one of those cases where he moved him to the slot, and it was the perfect fit there. So yeah, I could definitely see him being a big part of this team. And a lot of people forget Isaiah Oliver was playing very well before he got hurt. I seen him when he took that block. I was at the game, and I seen who was it? McKissick. Oh, okay. Who was it? McKissick. Whenever he took that block, I was like, yeah, he's out for the season. I turned to my homeboy. I said, yeah, he's done. He's done. Molly Ma with the $5 Superman chat. He says the Falcons couldn't sneak up on nobody, even if they was invisible. What? Pay $5. Molly Ma, keep the hate out your heart, boy. Look, I definitely appreciate that, Molly Mall, even though it was a hate-fueled Superman chat, but it's still a Superman chat. That's that. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Much love to you, my family. Oh, man. Mayhem Matthew says Carson Wentz is the reason why the Eagles got a Super Bowl. Big Country, stop. Carson Wentz is the reason why the Eagles got that Super Bowl. Because if we're not, if we can be completely honest, Carson Wentz wasn't even on the field. He wasn't even on the sideline when they won that Super Bowl. Nick Foles took them boys all the way through the playoffs. And that's where I'm saying that, that's where Carson Wentz's issues are. It's between his ears. His issues are between his ears. He can't get himself over the hump. He gets flustered. Look at it like this, guys. He legitimately got jealous of another man. He got jealous of Nick Foles. He's 10 years younger than Nick Foles. He got a Super Bowl ring, and he didn't have to do anything, and he had a really good team, and he was jealous of Nick Foles. It's like, if that was me, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll be back next season to compete with you, and we'll see what happens. We got a Super Bowl ring. That's part of being a team. No. So in the meantime, I think Carson Wentz, he has a little bit more growing to do. I think he needed a couple more pecan seasons. Dogger Style 69 says Carson Wentz is the next Kirk Cousins. Oh, man, that's crazy. Red Swan says, go on Poppy Collar, Coach. Golden voice. That's what I'm talking. Hey, boy, hey, I appreciate that, Coach. Oh, man. Granddaughter says, the big with the Colts is they need another stud wide receiver or two there. And that's true. They do need somebody. They do need somebody. If they could do that, then look, they'll be in there like swimwear. Javaldi says, you got excuses for Carson, but I guess Matt Ryan had an O-line, a running back, and defense these past 5 years, huh? Then he follows up. He said, hey, y'all, that's a joke. That's that's a joke now. Don't take it to the bank. Carson Wentz, Mayor Matthews says Carson Wentz got them through the regular season. He got injured. Man, y'all capping. Look, boy, hey. All I will say is a dog is a dog. If it bark like a dog and if it quack like a duck, guess what? It's a dog duck. That's all I'm saying. Carson Wentz ain't showed me that he could make that he was capable of making a playoff run like that. Carson Wentz wasn't finna go toe-to-toe with Tom Brady and beat him. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Tom Brady, Carson Wentz wasn't gonna do that. He might get Carson wrenched out like a dish rag, but I don't see him. If he was the starting quarterback, I don't see him making that playoff run. And I very well could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe in a parallel universe, it might be a different kind of situation. Mayhem Matthews says Carson Wentz better than Matt Ryan. So let's go ahead and put it up for the chat to vote on this one. Man, this if you feel like Matt Ryan is a better quarterback, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan, put a 2 in the chat. I legitimately want to know what y'all think. Tony Wright says, I hear that Carson Wentz could be a bit of a jerk also. Yeah, he's a I heard that Carson Wentz, he has the Aaron Rodgers trait. He has the Aaron Rodgers trait without the Aaron Rodgers talent. So it's one of those cases where I heard he was a jerk. So let me see what everybody's vote is. Coach Dre, Coach Ghost Peppers, and Pat Paints, they said 1. He said Big Uno. They think that Matt Ryan is a better quarterback. Now, Coach Molly Mall, even with the hate in his heart, he's a huge Saints fan. He walks around naked around Bourbon Street with gold paint all over his body. He be one of those street performers. He be performing naked for the Saints. He even said that Matt Ryan is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. I thought for sure he would have said too. John Bird and Jamal, they feel like Carson Wentz is not as good of a quarterback as a Matt Ryan. Red Swarm says, Coach Roney and Coach Lowe, gotta say this. I'm in these streets. And Falcons vlogs, but no cap. You have the most entertaining and informative, thought-provoking show out. I rep for you. Well, much love to you, my brother. Much love to you, fam. I definitely appreciate that. Matthew Mayhem says, everybody said I was stupid when I predicted Matthew Stafford was going to get traded and in his first year win a Super Bowl. So look, now I said that Matthew Stafford was going to win a Super Bowl myself. So it's it's one of those cases where we also got to remember that life is circumstances. Life is like football. It's a lot of it depends on the circumstances that determine where you end up at. So Mayhem Matthews says 2. I think you might be alone on this one, Bo. Sterling Wood says 1. He said, I don't know why we even did this. It started to feel like you wasted the time, Coach. What in the world? Dre, Dre says, Jamal, that part again, bro. Billy Mills, Grandizer. So everybody agrees that Matt Ryan is better than Carson Wentz. Molly Miles says, Big Low, correction, it's black paint. Oh, my bad. Red Swan says, you two have the best show out here, big ups. Well, I definitely appreciate that, my family. Thank you so much. Coach Tony Wright says the Aints fans will start drinking heavily after week 1. It's gonna be hard times, bro. Man, bottom of all, he gonna be drinking and sweating so much he gonna sweat off all that black paint. They gonna get up for public indecency. Oh man. Man, y'all are crazy, man. Coach Wilder says, heck no, man. Wentz is not better than Matt Ryan. Yeah, Carson Wentz had one season where he was in the running for MVP, and he got hurt. One thing that a lot of people don't count into being a good quarterback is availability. Your best ability is availability. And let's be honest, that hasn't been the case with Carson Wentz. He's always missing games, bro. You know, he missed games the way a lot of y'all miss work. You know, y'all don't be going to y'all job. You know, y'all don't be going to work. That's Carson Wentz. He be calling out all the time. I'm just playing. I ain't finna say that man's calling out because I'm sure he's very dedicated to his craft and his sport. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of games that he misses, and your greatest ability is your availability, especially as a quarterback. Because just like we were saying earlier, guys, you want to create that form. You want to create that form of sustainability. You know, of this just being regular. You want to be one of those situations. Oh yeah, I know number 2 is going to be out there. You know, if his arm is falling off, I know number 2 is going to be out there. That's why I have nothing but respect. That's why I have nothing but respect for Baker Mayfield, because even though, you know, and a lot of people say that he's a jerk too. They say they get tired of him doing all his dances and stuff. But Baker Mayfield was a soldier last year. He went out there and he continued and he finished the season. No matter what people were saying about him, he finished the season with that bad shoulder. Now, you just imagine going out there, being a quarterback, and you have to point your shoulder because it was his non-throwing shoulder that was hurt. You have to point your shoulder at your target while you got 4 guys that are 300 pounds trying to run at you and hit you at 17 miles an hour. That's tough. That's tough. That's a whole lot easier said than done. Jerry said, how about them Braves, brother? How about them Braves? Man, so yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those situations. It's one of those situations. Mayhem Matthew says Matt Ryan, he isn't even the top 10 quarterback right now. He has the exclamation marks on there. So, you know, he's in his feelings. You know, he's very upset about that. He wants it to be one of those cases where, you know, we acknowledge that Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan. You know, one thing that we have to remember, Mayhem Matthew, is that, you know, at the end of the day, we can't convince anyone of anything. Now, if you are good at convincing people of doing or thinking certain things, then you need to go into sales. It's the most lucrative. It's one of the most lucrative occupations and careers out there. So, look, please continue to try to convince people that Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan, because you might hit that breakthrough where you come up with the strategy to convince people of something that they don't necessarily believe in to start with. And if you can do that, you'll always have money in your pocket. Oh man. See, we done turned this thing into economics class. Oh man, boy. Y'all are crazy. But yeah, man, I'm definitely excited for for training camp. Like I said, I'm going to be out there. You know, so hopefully we can link up and everything, and you know, we'll do what we need to do, and you know, just really try to determine what this team is about this season. Jamal says if he could do that, he could sell the White House black paint, coach. That's it. If he can do that, boy. If you get to the point where you can talk a monkey out of a banana tree, you'll always have some money in your pocket. Oh man, boy. Man, I sit here fooling up with y'all. So basically just want to let y'all know a few things before we head out. Number one, make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Also, share the channel with your friends and family. Right? Now, I don't know why I'm in such a good mood today. Like I said, old dog been working on his diet, been trying to exercise and things like that, and I'm feeling good. Yesterday, I went back on the golf course. You know, I was out there swinging them things. Boy, I was out there swinging them. And maybe that's why I'm feeling good, because I'm trying to get more active. I was out there swinging them things. Now, it didn't look good. It didn't look pretty, so I ain't finna lie to you. I ain't been sitting here acting like I was just hitting shots. I can't say that. But, you know, I was making contact. So, look, if anybody on the coaching staff, if anybody plays golf, or, you know, if you want to start playing golf, make sure that you hit me up. You know, we could definitely, and if you don't even want to play, you just want to go to the driving range, hit me up, man, because I'm definitely I'm definitely trying to get out there and make sure that we do what we need to do. Also make sure that, look, we got Thursday and Friday left in the work week. I know some of y'all work on the weekends, but look, we got a couple more days left in the work week. Now don't be working too hard now. You know, don't be working too hard. We gotta pace ourselves. We gotta pace ourselves to get where we need to get to. Beyonce new song came out other night. Now, for everybody out there that don't know, y'all know I'm in the Beehive, and I gotta say I was disappointed. I was disappointed. I just gonna be completely honest with you. You know, Coach Rhoda said, oh, it's a dance song, Coach Low. You can't be, you can't judge it. I was like, well, look now, hold on, wait a minute. Now, I'm in a Beehive. I know I'm supposed to like everything, but this right here wasn't doing it for me. So, I did want to ask y'all. I don't even know if that's the kind of music that y'all listen to. I want to ask y'all what y'all thought about the new Beyonce song. I know this isn't Falcons related, or I know I've been sitting up here talking trash all day, but I did want to ask y'all what y'all think about the Beyonce song. Me myself, I wasn't too crazy about it. When the Beyonce concert comes back to Atlanta, I will definitely be there live in full effect, representing my squad. Jamal says he said he hadn't heard it yet. Okay. Coach Rona says she thinks it's gonna grow on me. Look, it's something about this newfangled music. Everybody trying to keep up with these young Thundercats. Drake, he done came out with a little album. It's a dance album and stuff like that. Beyonce, her song is like a dance song. I ain't finna spoil it for you. I ain't gonna sing it for you, so you could think whatever you want to think about it. Beloved. So you could think whatever you want to think about it, beloved. But yeah, I didn't know if anybody had a chance to listen to it. Millie Mill says, man, I know one thing. He said, I know that new Drizzy is trash. Oh, everybody don't like the new Drake, man. What in the world? Everybody don't like the new Drake. Red Swan says, I'm mad, Big Low, man. I tried to holler at Beyonce. She wouldn't give your boy the time of the what in the world? Beyonce wouldn't give you the time of day, Coach. Man, what she did? That old figure mind helpful. she can't do a boy like that now. Oh man. Y'all are crazy, man. Granddaughter says, shout out to everyone in the chat and watching the stream around the world. Much respect. We thank you from the Big Low Kuntry family. We definitely do. Definitely do. Granddaughter says, home of the Big Low conspiracy. Beloved. Well, look, man, I need y'all to stay safe. Please try to stay cool, y'all. Stay hydrated. Don't be going out in the sun too long. Jamal, he says, them two and the Mike Davis run. Oh man. Well, look, like I said, y'all stay safe, stay hydrated, stay cool. Don't be out into that heat too much. Please don't do anything that I would do. And in the meantime, man, we'll see y'all soon. Be easy. We ready.